Hello YouTube, welcome to today's video. In today's video we are going to be talking about server transferring and how transferring to a different region can boost your MMR and thereby giving you better LP gains in solo queue. So a guy on Twitter called Widowmaker has made a transfer document where there is a long list of US accounts that have transferred, and he has then also mentioned how the transfer system works. And that's what we are going to be talking about today. So, what is doing transfer and why is it being done? Transfer itself is the system to transfer your personal account to avoid ping issues when you travel or for whatever your own reason is. The reason for this system to get abused lately in EWest is not for playing in other region at all, is to literally come back to EWest from Norwegian East, Russian server or whatever, after only a few games. Losing this way almost 40 euros for the sole reason of an MMR boost in your account, allowing you to achieve a higher rank that you never achieved on that account with the best LP gains that you'll ever witness. So, when you transfer, normally the reason why this transfer system exists is basically so that if you, for whatever reason, change your location, could be because of work or simply you moving to a different country, you then have potentially a longer distance to wherever the server is located, and therefore you might want to transfer to a different region where the server is closer to your new location. So let's say a person from Denmark, which is my country where I'm from, suddenly moves to America for whatever reason, then you'll have a very high ping on the US server, therefore you will transfer to the NA server because NA will be a lot closer to your new location. Then the reason that you can abuse the system now is because you can basically transfer to a server and then you can transfer back and then you have an MMR boost and basically better LP gains. So how does it work? So he says that he's not an expert, he's never done it himself. I'm also not an expert, I have not done it myself, but I will be transferring this account called Illegal Jungle Gap, that is Masters. And then I'll basically document how many, which exact transfer method am I using, because there are many different ones. And what are my LP gains gonna be? How many placement games did I win? What is my MMR looking like? And then I will basically make a part 2 of this video where I explain my experience with transferring for the very first time. So if you're excited about that, leave a like on the video. So basically what you do is you transfer from one region to another. Doesn't really matter which region you're transferring from, but he basically came up with the example of an US player transferring to either Nordic East or Russia. But you can do this with any region, doesn't really matter. And then once you do the transfer, all you have to do is start playing your placement games at that region. You can duo without MMR penalty, which is going to be really important if you want to achieve the best MMR boost possible. There's no need to even play placements in that region. You can come back instantly and play placements in there. Most important thing, the placement is to win the first 5 placements. This allows you to achieve the best possible MMR and win the most games you're able to early on the account, which gives you the biggest MMR boost. Obviously, all things should be done in high elo accounts, Masters Plus. You can do this as I told you. You can play all placement games after the first 5. You can even avoid playing any game and instantly come back to your region. You can play till Masters in that region and transfer back. All these ways are going to give you a MMR boost in higher or lower quantities, so enjoy, I guess. So I've talked to a few people because I've never done the transfer myself, but some people basically transfer to one region and instantly transfer back. And I have been told that they did experience a small MMR boost, but the most important thing is not the transfer itself. Sure, the transfer itself gives you some MMR boost, but it's the placement games that you're playing. As you mentioned, you need to win the first 5 because those are the most important ones, but basically you want to finish the placements and win as many placement games as possible on both regions. So try and go 10-0 if you can on one region, transfer back, try and go 10-0 again. That will give you the absolute highest MMR boost and the best LP gains possible. Now, for most people, 10-0 is unrealistic, so 8-2 is also completely fine, gives really good LP gains and MMR increase from what I've seen. Same thing goes for 9-1. Basically, just try and win as many as possible for the biggest MMR boost. So he says that you can just go and transfer back instantly, which, yes, you could for a small MMR boost, but personally, what I've been told after talking to some people is to transfer to one region, play the 10 placement games, and then transfer back, and then play the 10 placement games on the original server. So if you're an EOS player, you transfer to Northern East, you play 10 placement games on Northern East, then you transfer back from Northern East to EOS, and then you play 10 placement games on EOS, and then you should have really good LP gains and a really high MMR. So that is basically what I'm going to be doing, and I'll be documenting in part 2 of this video. But there is a few more information in this document, not really anything I'll go through, but if you're interested, then he has this why do I think that the system is not legit and should be removed, and how to spot a transfer, as well as a long list of almost 200 players on the EOS server that have been doing this transfer method. And if you're wondering how do I check what LP gains they are having, then all you do is you just go to a website like UGG or League of Graphs for that matter. You copy, paste their name, and then you can see that their LP gains are plus 16, plus 15, plus 16, plus 14, plus 13, minus 16, plus 17. You're probably saying like, oh, this is really low LP gains, but we have to keep in mind that he's 1.3k LP challenger, and Magic Felix right now is dominating the ladder, meaning that everyone else is gaining very little LP. But you can basically just go through any of these, and if there are some that are only Diamond or Masters, they're probably gaining like plus 20, is what I typically see, but I've seen some people even gaining as much as plus 24, 25, 26 in Masters. So yeah. But that's basically it for the video. If you have any question when it comes to this transfer method, then leave the comments or the questions in the comment section down below, and then I'll respond to them and explain what exactly you should be doing. There are also other ways that you can increase your LP gains and your MMR, and I have a ton of videos covering that. I'll be leaving in the description down below as well. And basically to summarize them, they're basically creating a new account, transferring, and dodging promos. So yeah, if you don't want to do this transfer method that costs money, then there are different ways that are free, but a little bit slower to do, that you can get your LP gains higher. But that's basically it for the video. If you don't want to miss out on future videos, then remember to subscribe and leave a like for the algorithm. And then I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next YouTube video or on my next live stream on Twitch. See you guys.